Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that one of our admin sent to me. The translation reads like this: Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? My name is Name Hidden. I really do not know where to begin with my story, because each and every time that I close my eyes, I feel as if I see this woman's face. She will be there watching me, and she will be blaming me for what I did to her, for I killed her. It all started when I visited my uncle one December holidays. So his best friend is a man who is wealthy. He would come over drinking with my uncle. That was when he started eyeing me. He had last seen me when I was still very young. He was kind, he was respectful, and with the car that he was driving, I totally fell for him when he told me that we could date. So he was drunk, I was drunk, and we did what we did. But I knew that he was not going to be mine, for he was married to a woman who was enjoying her life. She had the life that I wanted. Back in the city, I was struggling with my own boyfriend. He could not get a permanent job. All that he could do was to become a casual worker. And most of the times he did not even want to go to work, saying that he was a graduate with a degree. He ought to be working in the office. But in the city, you have to do whatever that you can, so that at least you can just push, especially when you are staying with a woman under the same roof. But he never bothered. I would go out with another man, him without knowing, and then I would return back holding a lot of plastic bags full of groceries. He would be the first one to even eat that food without even asking me where I had gotten this food from. So I was not enjoying life. And yet this woman, when we went to her house, because there were some things that we needed to grab from her house, I was just in the car and her husband got out, and I saw that there had a lot of parked cars in the garage, and I started imagining her life becoming my own life. This man was adoring her. Watching them together made me feel like I had been used by my uncle's friend, since we had slept together without using any protection at all. So I tried to win his attention by sleeping with him, but after I had slept with him, he then started ignoring me. This frustrated me so much, and January was fast approaching, and it was time for me to return back to the city. I then went to Esangoma. I traveled there one afternoon. I was driven by my desperation. I told that traditional healer that I wanted this man to notice me. He had slept with me. Had he not done that, I wanted him to love me. I wanted him to leave his wife. She looked at me for a very long time, asking me if I was ready, if I was willing to do anything, if I wanted this man. And he said, "Are you sure if you are ready for these consequences?" I laughed it off, thinking that this Sangoma was just being dramatic. I told the Sangoma that I was ready for anything. I was given some muthi and some instructions that this was not just a matter of making him fall in love with me. It was also removing the wife from the picture, from the equation. The muthi was meant to destroy her, to make her disappear. All that I cared about was the end result. I never cared about the process. A few weeks later, tragedy struck. His wife became mysteriously ill, her health declining rapidly. Everyone was puzzled, but I knew what was happening. To even make matters worse, I returned first to the city, and I heard that she was not feeling okay. I had to travel back to the village, pretending as if I was even feeling sorry for her. My uncle, his wife, and we went there to check up on her. I felt so sorry for her, but deep down in my heart, I was excited. When she finally passed away, I wore the best clothes, even went online looking for the best funeral outfit that I could get. Went and I grabbed a few items from legit Mr. Price, and they really looked beautiful on me, showing all the curves in the right places. People thought that it was God's will, but I had started already seducing the husband. He looked at me, later on texted me and said that you looked gorgeous. I won him over, and it was much more easier than I had expected. He was heartbroken after her death, and I was there to comfort him. Slowly, he began to see me in a different light. He saw me as wife material. I used a lot of charms on him. Within a very short period of time, we were already married, and that was when I started to hear people that will be singing in my ears saying that, yes, indeed, you killed her. Then my wedding day, when it came around the corner, my wedding day was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. The venue was beautiful. We did everything, exchanged vows, and then we drove off to our honeymoon. But what people did not know was that I saw this woman the moment that me and my husband, we were busy feeding each other with a cake. I saw her. She was standing at the back of the room wearing the same clothes that I saw her when she was buried in. She looked at me without blinking, and then she just walked away. I started shaking. Even on the footage, one can see that I was shaking. The reason as to why I was shaking, it was because I had seen that ghost, but people just thought that I was excited and nervous. That night, as we celebrated, I saw her again. She was appearing in that same bedroom where we were. When I looked again in the mirror, after I had told my husband that I just wanted to freshen up in the bathroom, I saw that she was behind me when I was looking in the mirror and crying, telling her to leave me. I wanted to scream, but when I turned around, she was gone. My husband knocked onto the door and asked me if I was okay and asked me why I was crying. I have since lied to my husband that the reason as to why I cried so much, it was because I was feeling really lucky that I had gotten this man who loved me with all of his heart. But the truth of the matter is that I keep on seeing the spirit of his late wife. Tell me, what am I supposed to do? There is one sangoma that I have since visited. This sangoma told me that it is an easy thing. Like, I have 2 daughters with my current husband. It is either I sacrifice one amongst my daughters, and once I have done that, he is going to use the spirit of my daughter to create sort of like a creature, a very scary creature that can never attack me. He has since promised me, but this creature, what it will do is that it will fight with my husband's late wife. Whenever she would come to fight with me, then she will see that this creature will be standing in between me and her, such that she will never be able to touch me or to touch my husband. Here I am thinking of all of these things that I want to do. I don't know if it will finally bring me happiness if I sacrifice my own daughter so that a spirit can be used in taking care and protecting me. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was forwarded to me by one of our admin. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world. Yo.